Oh, yeah, you know what that means. Welcome to the show on a Dirty Tuesday. How are you, folks? That's Richie Castellano. Deke, you play guitar. Richie Castellano of Blue Oyster Cult fame. And he threw that together for me. He said, send me some shit you like. And again, I have the musical taste of a 13-year-old boy in 1984. And I sent him Pat Travers and Nugent and Allman Brothers. So some good stuff in there. And he put that together in about 3 days. So thank you, Richie Castellano. Real quickly, go to nickdip.com for my tour dates. I expect to see these places filling up since I did Glenn Beck, almost 27,000, I think, views of Breath of Fresh Air and a couple thousand YouTube subscribers. We have added, ladies and gentlemen, about 52,000 YouTube subscribers in less than a year. Well, less than a year. So get on the DiPaolo freight train, could you? Okay. And don't forget Cameo.com, please. I did one yesterday, laughing my ass off, Scottish guy. Please, Cameo.com. I will send a personal video message roasting the shit out of friends of yours or enemies or just being nice and telling your niece that she has to get rid of that mustache. She's 13 and... All right, Cameo.com. Fill out the information. No show on Thursday, 4th of July, or Friday. God damn it, I've earned a few days off, and so have you. It's going to be 112 everywhere because of climate change. And according to AOC, you don't even have to use a grill. You just lay your sausages on the driveway. They'll be done in 6 minutes. That horse-toothed jackass. I'll get to her in a few seconds. Coming to you live, Patreon members. Love you.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Oh, take it easy, Billy boy.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
What the hell's going on out here?
Climate change. Anyways, what do you want to talk about first? Did you guys touch something? I can't hear myself. No? That's me.
You're a little far from the mic.
No, it's not that, you dink. I talk into a mic for a living, Jason. Jesus H. Christ. No, it was me. But you guys are fucking with the settings, all right? Yes, you are, because now I have to have my volume button almost all the way up. So one of you dickheads is playing with it. Jason. Maybe you hit it with your fucking elbows. He's like, I did not do any such thing. AOC, the horse-toothed jackass. The woman that looks like she was spawned by Mr. Ed and John Elway. Raising hell again. AOC claims Border Patrol agents are forcing migrants to drink out of toilets and live under other extreme conditions while the officers sit back and laugh. I see why CBP, this is her talking, officers were being so physically and sexually threatening towards me. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Although I don't doubt it, a lot of them Hispanic and they like nice tits, and you're Hispanic and you proved you're dumb as a rock, and that's what guys like, nice tits and empty heads. What does that mean, though? She didn't get into any... officers were keeping women in cells with no water and had told them to drink out of the toilets. This was them on their good behavior in front of members of Congress, the dumb broad said. Here's a picture of the actual toilets. Okay? They're not drinking out of the toilet. It's attached to the goddamn sink. I'm not a plumbing expert, but can't be any worse when I just turn the water on here in the studio. I show Jason. I fill the coffee mug 4 times with black water. I wonder how long that... I've been putting that in the coffee maker. I wonder why I have the shits 11 seconds after I leave here. Maybe I'll go down to the border and drink out of the toilet. That's the toilet. What she's saying is the faucet wasn't working on the toilets. And they were saying, well, then drink out of the toilet. And you know what? Here's my take on that. Too fucking bad. You know what? They should make it miserable. It should be like prison. Or we're not... AOC, listen to me. You and you Democrat morons. You caused this crisis with your lack of movement on the immigration policies. You're the ones telling the world you're going to give them free health care Free everything. Even if they sneak in here, they'll be allowed to drive to fucking vote. You turned on the magnet. You created the crisis, not Donald Trump. Now zillions of people are showing up at the border. You manufactured the crisis. You, the Dems, and your lack of movement on this issue. You created the crisis. Okay? It's like lighting a house on fire and then complaining that the fire department did a shitty job putting it out. You see what I'm saying, though? You created the mess at the border. Thousands of people, they're overrun. They're doing the best they can. You're the reason they have to drink out of a toilet if they even did. Okay? By the way, the toilets could have been a lot worse than that one. You know? Remember this? You know what I noticed in this picture? This wasn't really segregation because there's a pipe connecting the colored and white toilets. So they were really drinking out of the same fountain. Just giving yourself a little more room. I'm not fucking, look, I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not pro-segregationist. But why Michael Jordan's dad's having a drink at halftime. But did you notice that? The pipes, I'm surprised the racists down south back in the day even allowed that. You know? But it could have been worse is the point. She's such an anti-American hoe, just like the rest of the Democrats. You have created a mess. You're making assholes of yourself during the debates. I forgot to give you this, Jason. There's a picture of the New York Post after the debates, the second debates. The front page of the New York Post, it said, who wants to lose an election? And they took a picture, and they all raised their hand about decriminalizing the border. How did I miss that? I don't know. But she's such an ass. She says, now I've seen the inside of the facilities. It's not just the kids. It's everyone. People drinking out of toilets. Did you get any footage of that? I sound like the mayor in Jaws when Hooper, remember when scuba diving late at night and he found the shark's tooth? What happened? I had an accident. I dropped it. So you don't have the tooth. Where are the pictures of people drinking out of toilets? Or you could fake them like you did that other picture yesterday or the other day when you were pretending to be crying to an empty parking lot. Everybody was drinking out of the toilets, including AOC. She actually, in a moment of solidarity, drank out of the toilet, too.
So cool. You're so cool.
Look it. And she's like,
Sagan, where's Sagan?
some yoo-hoo on the... I don't like this lady. She added, I brought it up to the superiors. The officers are under stress and act out sometimes, they said. No accountability. Ocasio-Cortez claimed she forced herself. How do you force yourself into a cell? Oh, because they were crowded? With a group of female migrants and began speaking to them. One of them described their treatment at the hands of officers as psychological warfare, waking them up at odd hours for no reason, calling them whores. Tell me what about that is due to lack of funding, she says. Again, missing the point. There would be no crisis. They wouldn't be crammed into cells if you fucking did something about immigration and didn't promise these people every time they showed up to the border with a baby and set one dirty toe on our land that they could stay. This has been horrifying so far, she says. It's hard to understate the enormity of the problem. We're talking systematic cruelty with a dehumanizing culture that treats them like animals. Oh, my God, does she ever shut her hole?
Quiet. Quiet like a bitch.
A CBP official denied the toilet accusation on Monday, insisting that the locations that Cortez visited have standard-issue jail-type appliances with sinks that dispense safe drinking water attached to toilets in a single unit. I don't care if it's bad. You know what? I don't care. Sorry, the Four Seasons had no vacancies in fucking El Paso. I mean, you know what? It should be a horrible experience. That way, when we deport them, they won't want to come back. How's that for a take on it? There is no more humane superpower in the history of this planet than the United States. It's not our job to babysit the world, a situation you created. The official said no one is drinking toilet water. They're drinking potable water from the sink attached to the toilet. It's what you'd find in every municipal jail in the United States. Good. It's just like a jail. Cortez has accused CBP agents of making threats to her life on social media, saying a secret Facebook group. How can it be secret if it's on Facebook? They make it private. 9,500 officers discussed making a GoFundMe to harm her and the other Dems during their visits Monday. Really? Do you have evidence of that, too?
Liar, whore, and you know it.
Good. That'll make up for Google blocking people like right-wingers. How about that? A little fucking cyber warfare amongst each other. Who's with me? We don't do it because it's easy. We do it because it's hard. A man goes to a party. He loses his wallet at the party. Returns the next day to find the wallet. Knocks on a door. A man answers the door. He said, how do you remember where I lived? He said, I remember two things about your house. You had a red Doa and a gold toilet. The man who owned the house replied, I have no red Doa, and you're the man who shit in my tuba. That was Dana Gould doing JFK. One of my favorite bits. We'll have to find it. This isn't about a few bad eggs, Ocasio-Cortez tweeted earlier. This is a violent culture. The people coming over here are escaping a violent culture. Are you saying our culture is more violent? We have no obligation. They snuck the fuck in. Send them home. I can't make it any clearer than that. And the Dems are on stage trying to decriminalize and just make it a civil offense if you sneak in. Monday's border visit was met with outrage from local Trump supporters who were caught on video heckling the Democratic lawmakers in both English and Spanish. A little zing, a little callback to the debates. Go take care of your own country, shouted one man named Donald Trump. What? Trump 2020, others chanted. You guys are retarded, he added. Cry me a river. Ocasio-Cortez, who spoke to the press, got told to go back to New York City at one point. Nobody wants you here, a heckler screamed, named Mike Pence. What? Miss Cortez, anybody can sit on the sideline and just fucking badmouth. The people that work at the border have been an overwhelming, is what I'm trying to say, stress for the last couple years because of your party's policies. The notion that this all started under Trump. Don't forget Obama had kids in cages, too. You guys are just immune to the truth. Anyways, we should have zoomed in on our boobs. Just to be really, who wants to lose the election? Free health care for illegal immigrants. You people at home can't even, U.S. citizens can't even have trouble getting your own health care, but they're going to take care of these fucking third worlders first. It's over, Johnny. It's over. It's not over. It's never over. You don't just sneak into the country and shit. I come from El Salvador. Back then they call us baby killers and all that vile crap. Maybe for you it's over. Back there, I used to drive 12 mules at a time. Here I can't get a job parking fucking cars. That's my Stallone bit for you folks. Very entertaining. The old stroke mouth. Wow, I can see the fat in my face. I ate a pork chop that was, I'd say, I don't know, about 4.5 inches thick last night. Weighed about 11 pounds. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then, I had a baked potato with it. And I'd say 12 minutes after I ate, I went to the freezer. You know what a Nutty Buddy is? I don't know what you call it down south, but I ate 3 of them. I looked at the box after I ate them. 290 calories in each one, about 240 grams of fat in each one. And it was perfect because you know what I was watching? My favorite show, My 600-Pound Life. That's when you know you have a bad diet. You fucking go, look at this fat fuck. He's glued to his bed for 3 years. Then I look down, I'm eating exactly, I have like all my snacks are what he's eating. That is a gross show. You talk about something that should have trigger warnings. They lift a lady's gunt, like 3 people have to lift it, and they zoom in it because it's infected. You couldn't tell if it was an asshole, a pussy, somebody's nose. And then I finished my 3rd ice cream. Oh, so gross. Speaking of anti-American, one of the most hateful African-Americans of all time. And I'm sad because I follow this guy when he's a quarterback in college. I think he was at Nevada. Was it Kaepernick? And you know who he is. And he's just another spoiled multimillionaire who, if he grew up in another country, would be sweeping streets for a living. They say he's so smart. He's just his afro says everything to me. It says, I hate whitey, I hate America. Look at that. It's like he's got his head buried in Oprah's bush. I forgot to play this for AOC.
She's a malignant cunt.
That's not very nice. Nike pulls American flag sneaker after complaint from Colin Kaepernick. Nike was forced to pull an American flag-themed shoe. This is what they call white capitulation. Nobody has less spine than white rich guys who run corporations who are billionaires because they can do something like this and not even feel it in the pocket. When it comes to race, it's cowardice on display like you've never seen. Nike was forced to pull an American flag-themed shoe called Betsy Ross from production after NFL quarterback turned political activist Colin Kaepernick, who inked a multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal with Nike last year, complained. So now he's calling the shots. Unbelievable. I would not want those because they're so fucking faggy. It's got nothing to do with anti-American racist. They just, Jesus Christ almighty. Kaepernick reportedly told the company he found the very idea of the shoe offensive. I find your haircut offensive. It harkens back to, first of all, it's every picture of black Jesus if you go into black people's houses. That's what he looks like. Your fucking hair harkens back to the days of Black Panthers in the 60s, 50s, late 60s, taking over college campuses and murdering people. Kaepernick reportedly told the company he found the idea offensive. The sneaker giant created the Air Max 1 USA. Sounds like a plane Trump would buy. In celebration of the July 4th holiday. It was slated to go on sale this week. The heel of the shoe features a U.S. flag with 13 white stars in a circle. They also represent the number of passes he's thrown in the last 3 seasons. A design created during the American Revolution and commonly referred to as the Betsy Ross flag. Doesn't he just make you angry fucking looking at him?
Girl, wanna fucking smash his fucking face in.
The shoe shipped out to retailers this week, but Nike quickly recalled the shoe and demanded retailers return their stock, leaving customers confused. That means there's going to be a whole bunch of barefoot people on the 4th of July. The shoe isn't available for sale on the brand's website, and statement from Nike said only that the company decided against releasing the sneaker because Kaepernick pulled a knife on one of them at a meeting. It featured an old version of the American flag, but it turns out Nike was responding to a request by the Afroed Kaepernick himself, who saw the shoe online and complained directly to Nike's top brass. After images of the shoe were posted online, Mr. Kaepernick, a Nike endorser, why would you tell us that? You already told us he has a deal. The fucking writing is horrendous. Reached out to company officials saying he and others felt the Betsy Ross flag is an offensive symbol because of its connection to an era of slavery, the people say. What doesn't connect to slavery? You could do that about anything. Cool Whip, it has the word whip in it. Get rid of it. Tampons, they're made of cotton, and they have a rope hanging off them. Get rid of it. You can connect everything to slavery, dummy. You see how hung up? And I'll say this again, race is never going to get better as long as a majority black people keep harping on slavery. They never acknowledge, both left and right, never acknowledge the progress that we've made as far as that goes. But Kaepernick, please go away, huh?
You are a cunt. If that stinking cunt. Say it ain't true, but he'll tell you you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt. Motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
Kaepernick, there's something changed, guys. I have to turn my sound down for the clip because it's like, something has changed. I don't make this shit up, Jason. I'm just telling you. Now I have to put it up again on 11 to hear myself. Kaepernick has remained employed in some capacity, and Nike sales rose 4% in 2018 to more than $10 billion, even though Nike triggered a boycott after announcing its partnership with controversial former second-string quarterback. Betsy Ross sneaker was supposed to feature a red, white, and blue color scheme with an image of Betsy Ross flag. After seeing a publicity still of the shoe, Kaepernick and others claimed, listen to this, which flew, the flag which flew at the nation's founding could be construed as a symbol of approval for slavery, white nationalism, and white supremacy. Okay, the Air Jordans that they charged $300 for could be construed as exploiting people, and black kids kill each other for the shoes. So keep pumping those out. And Nike, quit making black versions of the uniforms for college football. That's the thug look. Do you know every team has one, a black? You put on Rutgers, versus Pitt, and you have no idea who's playing. Nike. That's Phil Knight, by the way, who went to where? University of Oregon. Which, by the way, you want to see hot cheerleaders? Go on the University of Oregon website. I'm telling you, you want to fucking die? They're football cheerleaders. They dress like strippers. The ugliest ones are 13. But the sneakers, they all didn't make it back to manufacture. The Wall Street Journal reports that sneaker collectors are snapping up pairs of the Betsy Ross Air Max 1 on secondary sales sites for as much as $800. So look for the next couple weeks, kids being shot dead in Chicago. But I don't think they'll kill each other. These are too faggy for the gangbangers. I'm coming out with a sneaker. It said, "Don't tread on me." It says that on the tread. Don't tread on me. Big with that snake. You know what I'm talking about, Deke? The flag?
Yeah, I used to have it hanging in my house.
This is why we have Deke here. Don't tread on me. I wish I had one in high school. My mother was yelling at me, my father, slapping me silly. Don't tread on me, bitches. Let's go back to toilet. A lot of toilet news. This one really got me going. What a sick country we live in. A Wisconsin man was sentenced to 150 days behind bars on Monday for intentionally clogging the toilets in the women's bathrooms at his workplace. We got the guy. They caught him. There he is. Dolt, Governor Walker. No wonder why he didn't go too far. Look at the look. What did he smoke, a big blunt before that? Hey, man, I'm going to go stick an Evian bottle in the ladies' room toilet and watch the pool flow. Patrick, here's the real guy, Patrick D. Beeman. I don't believe it. He seems like a clean-cut guy. Look at the haircut on this guy. He's an adult fucking mongoloid. That's the official haircut of the retarded child. Look at that fucking thing. Or every lesbian in New York. Patrick Beeman was handed the jail sentence plus 3 years of probation. First of all, 150 days, that's actually a lot for clogging some toilets. When you think about, you know what I mean? When you put it into context, everything's relative. But there's people who kill people drinking behind the wheel and they get like 2 years. People, gun sentences. He clogged some toilets. I did that once at a prom just because I hated the Hyatt Hotel. Not the Hyatt, the Marriott, that particular one. I read about a comedian who, I don't want to say his name, but he got into it with a club. The club didn't pay what he thought. This was like 10, 15 years ago. So I'm not going to say who it is. I think he's dead now, actually. His last day at the hotel, he clogged the toilet and the tubs with towels and just turned the... They tried to whack him for like $3,000. He just flooded the whole fucking place. Because skid marks in Buffalo shortchanged him. That's something I'd do. You know how many times I've heard this? Nick, you got to learn to pick your fights. No, I don't. I don't even pick them. People start them. I'll engage a 10-year-old girl, like I said, at the food court. If she's staring at me, I go, that's not polite, bitch. That's how I am. So look at this. Here's one of the toilets being clogged. Actually, we have...
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Mr. Beeman's at it again. That looks like the water I'm drinking here at the studio. Jason, is that not the water? Exactly.
Pretty fucking close.
It is, isn't it? Jesus Christ, I'm afraid I'm going to die. He says, listen to this. This is hilarious. 3 years probation for using a water bottle to create a blockage in the women's bathroom community center. Beeman told police he could not explain this behavior, but simply that he would get very strong urges to do this. Become a janitor. You could do it every day and then clean it up. Make it look like you're busy. Look at the dew on this fucking... He's in his wife beater. The toilet caper was uncovered when officers discovered an overflowed toilet at the DeLand Community Center last March. And they spoke to one of the guys that works at the DeLand Community Center. He was pretty upset about it.
When I came in to open up one morning, there you were with your head half in the toilet. Your hair was in the toilet water. Disgusting.
Cops then discovered similar incidents that had taken place at least 10 times at locations since April of 2017. When cops interviewed the manager at Beeman's temp company, he told them that he received complaints about similar incidents. This guy was a temp going around just clogging toilets all over town. How fast can you type? About 12 words a minute, but I can clog a toilet in under 6 seconds. He received complaints about similar incidents at another location where the toilet clogger had been employed. Beeman told cops he stopped once he realized there was a criminal investigation. The heat just came down on me. I had to get out of town. Judge Ken Hoffman sentenced him 30 days for each of the 5 counts of criminal damage. Ooh, how to get tough on a toilet clogger, Hoffman. This will be these fucking judges, then they'll bring a guy in for rape and give him like 11 days community service. Anyways, he must pay $5,500 in restitution for the damages he caused. Imagine you get an urge to clog. I know guys get an urge to steal women's panties and shoes and shit, but clogging girls' toilets? I wish I was a shrink. What's that about? There's something in there. I can't think of it. Hey, Jack Dorsey, who founded Twitter, right? You know who I'm talking about, Jack Dorsey? Yeah?
He's a fag.
It's got nothing to do with it. Twitter on Thursday, I didn't get to this the other day, announced it's going to add warning labels to problematic tweets from politicians like Donald Trump. Listen to the slant. This is by Eric Lutz from some left-wing paper. He's a politician like Trump. You mean the President of the United States? He couldn't even bring himself to say it. Whose deranged posts? Deranged posts? This is what the left, you find the truth deranged? Because that's all he does. He trolls you bitches, and you fall for it. Deranged posts may violate its rules, but remain a matter of public interest. It's potentially a major step towards rooting out harmful content on the site. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. And the fact that you brought Trump up proves what it is. Suppression of anybody who leans right in this country. That's what it is. In the past, we've allowed certain tweets that violated our rules to remain on Twitter because they were in the public's interest. But it wasn't clear when and how we made those determinations. To fix that, we're introducing a new notice that will provide additional clarity in these situations. In other words, we'll tell you what he means. We'll explain to you what Trump means. Who the fuck do you think you are? I mean, Google's not even hiding it anymore. It's an outright assault against the First Amendment. Take that down. He's making me sick to my stomach looking at him with his goat beard. Twitter acknowledged that certain unnamed government officials and public figures, you know why they don't name them? Because it'd be all right-wingers. Sometimes say things could be considered controversial or invite debate and discussion. So Twitter said it will place a notice on such tweets in the future, which will require users to go through a screen before seeing the tweet. In other words, they're going to make it such a pain in the ass you won't even want to fucking do it. And provide additional context and clarity. We don't need your context and clarity. We know where you're coming from. Okay? We don't need your left-leaning bias. We're capable of comprehending a tweet from a president or anybody else. You're too stupid to know what Trump means. We'll explain it to you if we put it up at all. It will also take steps to make sure the tweet is not algorithmically elevated on our service. You know what that means? It won't come to the top. They'll bury it. To strike the right balance between enabling free expression, free expression, you are a fucking goat's ass, fostering accountability and reducing the potential harm caused by these tweets. The arrogance of this guy is just fucking mind-boggling to me. He's going to explain to you. He's going to explain to you what the tweets mean. And
Ein Vorführen durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigene Entschlossenheit.
What Trump was saying was, Heidi Flies, Jack Dorsey has seemed out of his depth when it comes to the more nuanced questions of what to do when the person peddling hate. See, you guys picking up on the slant on this article? Peddling hate, fucking tweets that you disagree with, hate. That has been their most effective tool, the left, for the last 10, 15 years. I said it on Tough Crowd. I said, I hate when you argue with a friend about politics and they label, well, it doesn't have to be politics. If you made fun of their sneakers, they go, you're a hater. You're a hater. And it caught on. Anytime you disagree, you're a hater. It's their best tool since the race card. When a person peddling hate and conspiracy isn't some fringe troll like Jacob Wall, but the most powerful person in the world, meaning Trump. Asked by reporter Ashley Feinberg in January what Twitter would do if Trump tweeted out asking each of his followers to murder one journalist. That's the example they use. You people have lost your fucking minds. May you all die of fucking eye and ass cancer within the next 4 years from your own devices. To murder one journalist. Deke, you're not paying attention. You're on your fucking phone. I need you. What did I just say?
You said to murder one journalist.
All right, go ahead. You can multitask, motherfucker. What are you doing on your phone?
I'm trying to find a story that we just got an alert about.
I'm yelling at him.
Jason's doing it too.
Well, somebody's got to pay attention. You guys didn't see. I just fell off my chair and banged my head. Tweeted out asking each other's followers to murder one journalist. An extreme but uncomfortable conceivable hypothetical. You guys are fucking twisted. Twisted. By the way, who was it? What president had somebody bust into somebody's computer? I should say what administration? A journalist's computer at Fox News. Was it Trump? No, it was Eric Holder under the Obama administration. James Rosen was the guy. Talk about hating journalists. Dorsey responded with the word salad as opposed to a tossed salad, which he usually enjoys. I'm not going to talk about particulars, he said. You know why he said that?
I'm a fucking idiot.
But weighing the potential harm of speech, let alone the public value of controversial statement, can be difficult, even for established news organizations. Yeah, see CNN, see MSNBC, see ABC. Dorsey and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg have already proven clumsy in their attempts to make such assessments. Trump and other conservatives have whined. Listen to the language. They have whined. No, they have empirical evidence. They have hard evidence. You asshole Eric Lutz, you fucking bias hack. Call yourself a journalist. Did you not see Project Veritas and what the woman from Google said, or the other 1,000 stories of whistleblowers at Facebook? But they're whining. Shut the fuck up, Lutz. Whined that efforts to clean up the site amount to censorship. Just this week, the president underlined, that the company is biased in favor of Democrats. And this guy doesn't see it. This is how fucking retarded. Twitter's latest action could make it even harder for the president to get his message out there if that message happens to be lies about Barack Obama's birth certificate or retweets of a far-right anti-Muslim videos. What in fucking God's name are you talking about? Yeah, Trump was the one who started the whole birth thing. They still perpetuating that myth. Go ahead.
What about lies of what's happening at the border, like people drinking out of toilets that isn't actually happening?
Yeah, and
Do we
that's
get to censor that.
Of course. No, exactly. It's they call it tech tyranny. That's what it is. They're squashing everybody. Eventually, they're going to come for me. So if somebody's out there has advice for me to go to a different platform, I don't want to. I'm enjoying my stay at Patreon. They've been very good to me. Goddamn cocaine. So, Mr. Lutz, that was the most fucking dog shit article. That's what we do here, by the way. I'll give you the news, but we should call it, picture within picture on the TV. We have news within news. That's the real fucking news. What left-wing horseshit they peddle on a day-to-day basis. As you know, the show comes from Georgia. I came down here about 3 months ago, and I have skin cancer. Okay. I put down a bag of groceries on my leather seats in the car yesterday. The fucking paper caught on fire. People are fleeing New York. Donald Trump put this up. That would be the president. You know, put up his tweet there, duck cheese. People are fleeing New York like never before. If they own a business, they're twice as likely to flee. And if they are a victim of harassment by the Attorney General of the state, like what they are doing to our great NRA, which I think will move quickly to Texas, where they are loved. So people are fleeing, including myself. I was ahead of it once again.
Bye-bye.
In New York. You know what this is? It's the beginning of balkanization. Balkanization. Your head was in the toilet water, and your hair was in the disgusting. This is balkanization. People are fleeing in droves. They're leaving California for Texas. You douchebags stay out there who like California, and your homeless people, and your tent cities, and your cops getting Hep C. You're all for that shit. You keep voting in Dems for the last 50. You stay there. People with half a mind will go to Texas. People are leaving fucking New York, going to Florida and Georgia and places like that. We'll have all the guns. We'll have all these states with good economies, and we'll take you on any time you want. I'm so proud I got the hell out of there. I'm just embarrassed I waited so long. But the hummus was so good at the Comedy Cellar, I couldn't break away. This is me and the wife leaving fucking New York. Couldn't have been happier. That's my wife on the right. She's 107. Donald Trump had another tweet. Texas will defend them and indemnify them against political harassment by New York State and Governor Cuomo. You know Governor Cuomo. His brother is the asshole on CNN defending Antifa beating up old people and gay journalists. So many people leave New York for Texas and Florida that is totally under siege. First, New York taxes you to death, and then they sue you just to complete the job. And that really does. That sums it up. But everybody's leaving, thank Christ.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
You know, when I lived in Westchester County, right near Hillary, literally, you want to put a tree in your front yard or something, you have to go through about a year's worth of permits and shit. Now in California, when you sell your house in other states, you have to make it solar ready and shit. It's all coming, folks. It's all coming apart at the seams. I love it down here, except for the boiled peanuts and the skin cancer. I think it's a great place. People keep asking me why Georgia? Why not? Well, you could have went to Florida. Yeah, but Georgia's less crowded, less fucking crazy white fucking trash and violent minorities, and fucking Florida's I do love Florida. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying.
It's better drivers up here.
The better drivers up here?
Than in Florida, yeah.
You know why that is? Because most of the fucking Florida people are New York and Boston people. They'll kill you anyway. You're not safe from us. Speaking of California, I didn't shave today. I just noticed. White whiskers. I used to have the nice fucking dark 5 o'clock shadow that the broads like. Now they look at me and goes, I bet you he was peeking into a nursery school window about 6 minutes ago. And they'd be dead wrong. It was like 20 minutes ago. America's first elected drag queen politician is running for Congress. Isn't that terrific? Anybody excited over that?
You know, your son looks like a fag to me.
Put the picture up of this piece of ass. Holy shit, it's Brian Urlacher in a wig and fake. In May 2018, Maybe a Girl, that's her name, by the way, Maebe, Maybe a Girl. I give her credit for that, or him for that, or it for that. I don't know what to say anymore. Alls I know, she might have a woman's eyes and eyelashes and hair, but she's got the fucking chin of the Marlboro Man. Look, it's like Jay Leno and check out my tits. I got my tits, and I'm going to run for Congress. You couldn't knock her out with a monkey wrench. Look at that fucking jaw. Maybe Girl became quite possibly the first drag queen elected to public office when the California performer became the Silver Lake Neighborhood Council representative at Region 5. Lucky for Region 5. She's going to change it to Region 69. She's just a pig. Now the gender-fluid trans performer has announced her intention to run for California State Congress. What the fuck?
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
We're back to where we were at my house, Jason. The sound clips are blowing my ears out, and then when I turn it down, I can't hear myself. Something changed. Don't blame me, motherfuckers. Nothing, huh? No answer? Just take a guess. Listen, this guy released a statement. I'm running because, listen to this, representation matters. California 28th District has a diverse demographic. Let's count the politically correct buzzwords. First of all, I'm doing the voice way too high. California's district has a diverse demographic and such requires representative that can relate to the oppression experienced by so many of its constituents. In a political climate where so many people's civil liberties are at risk, I want to be on the front lines fighting. So you want to be on the front lines, go to Afghanistan and take one of the fake tits for us. Nick, that's horrible. Oh, please. Her platform, well, listen to this, will reportedly have 3 parts. I want you guys to pick up on who she's leaving out as far as who she wants to represent. Number 1, protecting minorities, immigrants, women, and the environment. Oh, you're so different than all the other Democrats. Number 2, advocate for diversity, inclusion, and representation to reflect the entire community. Oh, my God, more platitudes. 3, to legislate for progressive action. That's her. God, I'm having trouble here. What did she leave out? Let me see. Minorities, she wants to protect immigrants and women. That would exclude men, white men. Yeah. Yet she is a white man, ironically. So she's going to be speaking for you people if you elect her, and this is her voice.
I am your voice.
We have a clip of her actually having lunch with some of her friends.
God, I love these fries.
If you love them so much, why don't you marry them? Can I have some?
Sure, Cindy, go ahead.
Oh, God, these are good.
Cindy, can you leave some for us? I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
Maybe a girl. Is that what she's called? I already forgot her name. Only I could forget a 6'6" first trans running. Maybe a girl. That's very clever. But you're really taking some risks on there on that campaign platform, huh? You want to represent everybody but white straight men. Wow. You know what? Yeah, you're a bigot, bitch / fella. You are a bigot, my friend. Yeah, I got a big tit. I got fake tit. I got a pussy sewed on. What a mess we are, huh? Gender-wise, race-wise, just rotting at the seams like a fucking summer squash in December. What do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here?
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Convicted road rage attacker wears a blackface in racially charged courtroom rant. An Oahu man who was recently convicted for his role in a violent road rage incident in 2016 delivered a bizarre racial charged rant during a sentence hearing on Monday while wearing blackface. In March, Mark Char. Okay. The guy's wearing blackface and his last name is Char. Can we make this shit up? Like Officer Coons during the whole fucking Rodney King thing. Can you make this shit up? You're going to tell me he's got 2 characters. That's Mark Char, but that's his made up. His real name is Michael Poi. He was found guilty of attempted murder and assault following a triple stabbing on the H1 freeway 3 years ago. Char was accused of stabbing the victims following a road rage confrontation though he testified during the trial that he acted in self-defense. One of the victims was stabbed 5 times. I think after the first or second stab, you're no longer self-defense. You're just going, yummy, yummy. This makes me hard. And was taken to a hospital in critical condition following the attack. Char lashed out in the nearly 3-minute-long speech. In it, Char was wheeled into the courtroom wearing a standard orange inmate fatigues, but he had appeared to have been intentionally darkened. It's what they did to OJ in the cover of Time, remember? A law enforcement source tells Hawaii News that Char is believed to have used a black-colored permanent marker to pull the word permanent. I can relate to this because about 6-7 years ago, I had to go to a wedding, and I didn't like the way the girl cut my hair, so I took my clippers out, and I was trying to trim, and the thing popped off, and I went right down to the white meat. I had like literally a 1.5 by 2 inch. So what did I do? I took a Sharpie and I colored it in. And only 2 people noticed, which made me very upset. Look at him. If I was him, I would have used the Governor Northam defense. I was trying to win a Michael Jackson contest. Permanent marker. This is an offensive look, it says, which dates back to minstrel shows of the early 19th century, or back to early 1980 with Governor Northam in his yearbook. Now this is him. He says, now this kangaroo court is trying to give me a life sentence for me trying to protect and defend myself against the attack from 3 guys, in essence treating me like a black man, Char said. That's why he did this.
You're crazy!
I'm not crazy. I just don't give a fuck.
I would like to see the footage, too. I saw a little of it, and if it was 3 black, I would like to see the whole thing. 3-on-1. I'm not saying you're right and stab, but I mean. So he says, today I'm going to be a black man. And that's what he did. And how'd it work out? Well, he's getting 150 years.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than...
No, you ain't, yo. You're a pineapple-eating, poi-eating motherfucker. That what you is. I want to see him trying to get that shit off. That's the video. Fucking 4H sandpaper and some bleach. Now you're a white guy the rest of your life. You're going to be raped in prison. Here's something that touches home. Effects of secondhand drinking. Not smoking. Secondhand drinking. Hurts 53 million Americans, retarded people in a study say. Forget secondhand smoke. Now you have to worry about secondhand drinking, it says.
No, they're ignorant. That's ignorant.
1/5 of adults, or an estimated 53 million people in the U.S., suffer from other people's boozing annually, making this a significant public health issue. One thing to think about with the 1 in 5 number is that it's only limited to a snapshot in time of about a year. So that means there's actually more people probably being hurt. Researchers analyzed responses from 8,750 severely retarded adults interviewed in 2015 for the National Alcohol's Harm to Others survey and the National Alcohol Survey. Subjects were asked whether they experienced any of the 10 types of harms caused by someone who had been drinking alcohol in a 12-month period. The damages included everything from traffic accidents. Okay, that could happen if you're a bad driver, if you're fucking high, if you're looking down at your phone. Physical abuse, which definitely, every time a cop goes to a house for domestic violence, there's usually alcohol involved. Marital problems, property damage, and financial issues. Oh, my God.
Will you shut up? Will you? Will you please shut up? Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up!
But let's get to the real reason why they're doing this. The current research funded by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism analyzed the data to provide insight. Listen to this. Here it comes. For potential alcohol control policies, such as taxation and pricing to reduce alcohol's harm to persons other than the drink. In other words, the holier-than-thou people who are taxing cigarettes and soda at a fucking alarming rate so you won't do it anymore. It's like we have pilgrims running this. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to do. It's going to cost you, $48 for a 6-pack. You can say that about anything. The world is connected. Fat people, fucking, they put me in danger. When I'm trying to roll the girl off the bunk, but they're trying to take the risk out of life. It's just so we shouldn't fucking what? We can't drink. You're not supposed to smoke. It's bad for you. You're not now we're gonna have when you go into a restaurant, drinkers over here. Doesn't make sense, does it? Because it does, I've been drunk 1,000,000 times in the last 2 months. I haven't hurt anybody. But do you see what they're doing about taxation? They're trying to get rid of all behavior. You can't make the world a risk-free place. You got to let people live, especially in the United States. This is just horseshit. Anything to raise taxes and anything to curb people's behavior. Research said that 21% of women and 23% of men experienced at least one negative impact. The most common type of harm reported was threats or harassment. I would think it would be fucking chlamydia. Adults under the age of 25 are at a higher risk to experience broader range of issues from other people's drinking. Yeah, because when you're fucked up, you're with 19 of your friends. It's called thinning out the herd. When I see like a fraternity, some guy dies at a fraternity because he drank 2 quarts of Jack Daniels in under 3 minutes to win a con. I feel bad for about a second. Then I go, thank Christ he's not going to be an adult. The study also found that women were more likely to report harm caused by a spouse or family member who was hitting the sauce. So you're going to go into people's homes now? Is that what you're going to do? Well, this guy has a history of this. Men were more likely to report issues that were caused by a stranger, which is obviously, guys always get into a beef. You're at a fucking bar or whatever. That's what you do. Can we just be guys? Can boys be drunk boys? And girls be drunk little whores? Keep the world the way it's supposed to be? This coffee's cold. Anyways, the guy who's heading up this idea, we have some footage of him. It's his idea.
Excuse me, have you ever been in Schenectady?
No, I never was in Schenectady.
Neither was I. Must have been a couple other guys. But I still have a feeling I've seen your face someplace else.
No, it's always been right here. Right on the top of my neck. Maybe you've seen me on television.
Oh no, I've never been on television. Say, is it all right if I join you? I just dropped in for a little drink to settle my nerves before I go to work.
What sort of work do you do?
I'm an airline pilot.
Well, how did you get to be an airline pilot?
I used to be a bus driver. But I quit. Too many drunks on the road.
What do you fly?
Oh, it's one of those big gray metal things with sticking out on the side.
Wings?
Oh, you an airline pilot too?
See, under these people today that want to do this study and start telling you about the harms of secondary alcohol, they wouldn't let us run that. That would be, that would be encouraging people to drink and to, enjoy their lives. Deke, I don't know, man. How old are you, Deke?
I'm 24.
They're not going to let you have any fun, dude. So like I said, I encourage they're letting illegals come in and they're going to get licenses and they're going to get free stuff. So, again, I've been saying this for years. White people or U.S. citizens of all stripes, ethnicities, start shoplifting, drink, drive, do whatever the fuck you want. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Enjoy your lives, because they're chipping away at it, little by little. That is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, no show on Thursday and Friday, 4th of July. You guys should drink. so much that you affect the people around you. See if this puts this theory to the test. Go to nickdip.com for my tour dates, cameo.com. Please go to that because I love doing these things. I'll send you a personal video message. And don't forget Breath of Fresh Air, which since I did Glenn Beck on Thursday, we've added 26,000 more people have seen it or more. I think it might have to be 530,000. I think we're going to hit 1 million by the fall. That makes me hard. All right, kids, remember, you guys think it. I will say it. I appreciate your support. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.